Hi, my name is Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. You can find me on my website, jonieswhitelighthealing.com, and you could find out more information about having a private reading and healing with me. I'm in North Central New Jersey. Some folks see me in person. For those of you who are at a distance, I do Skype, Facebook video, and phone sessions, which are equally effective. You could find me on Facebook. You can friend me there, but in the message section, please let me know how you found me. Please like my Joanie's White Light Healing fan page. You could find me on LinkedIn and Twitter and SoundCloud. And regarding YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and press the all bell icon. You'll find out all the notifications regarding when I'm putting out videos, and like and share the videos and comment if you are so moved. I love finding out what you think of these messages. So I am doing an 8-part series on addictions, and today I am going to be covering, and I have my notes here, sexing, dating, and loving. And the reason why I'm putting this out now is that this is February 13th, 2020. Tomorrow is February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. And I find it very appropriate to address this issue right in concordance with that day, that time, that energy that comes in for us all. If this resonates, fantastic. If not, put it on a shelf. This video has no date timestamp regarding when the information is to be relevant to you. Spirit knows who will be watching this video, so if you watch it a day from now, week, month, year, years from now, it's probably going to relate. If it doesn't, put it on a shelf, and if it really is not your thing, trash it, and maybe you even want to turn it off at that point. Not everyone is going to resonate with all messages. Okay, so what I do is that I put my Joanie aside and I bring in the highest of Christ-light consciousness. And that includes archangels and angels, departed ones and guides, ascended masters, star beings, elementals, consciousnesses. And they operate as one collective voice at this point. When I first started channeling, I would get one at a time and they would introduce themselves, and I would know by the messages and the feel and maybe some arm movements. And then there are just so many of them now that I don't have to go through one or the other and have them be parsed out. Also, please see my disclaimer below. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please see your healthcare professional, mental health care professional. I used to be an LCSW in New York City for 10 years, and I was a drug and alcohol counselor as well as a psychiatric social worker. So I have worked in these areas. If you feel that you need help, call a hotline, go to a mental health professional, go to an ER, make a meeting, go to your physician, any or all of the above, and seek professional help. I am bringing in the spiritual cosmic take on this for those of you who would like to know a little bit more, but this is not to replace the work that needs to be done in this physical lifetime. Okay, so regarding addictions, the first thing that I'm going to be addressing is over-sexing. That would include sexting, porn, massage parlors, going to prostitutes, prostituting yourself. And it could be any, all, a mishmash of all of the above. So I'm going to go in regarding this for those of you who feel that you have an issue regarding this. And if you know of someone who does, please pass this video on to them. Here we go. So the theme that I get here is many of you who are experiencing this, they are saying, I can stop, I've had enough. I think I know how to stop. I know when to stop. I don't know when to stop. I don't quite know how to stop. For those of you who are listening where this resonates, please have a sip of water because Spirit is already working on you. Have a glass of water by you for my videos. The water will help flush negative energies through the physical body. I've tried, I can't give this up. It feels too good. This feels really good. I want to stop, but I don't really want to stop. I don't know how to stop. A lot has to do with discerning it's about pleasure, pleasure seeking, knowing when to say no, setting limits. A bunch of you are bound to people that you don't want to be with. So you're seeking this pleasure elsewhere because you're not getting the pleasure, the sense of love and being needed and wanted. You're not getting the approval that you'd like from the immediates that are with you, partner, lover, possible friend with benefits, husband or wife. And that there's a retreating inward that I see happen first before it all started. And you went inside and you said, this isn't good. Uh-oh. And then you started looking outside. You started going outside of the realm of what you thought you were going to be doing. And that you started finding relief outside of the home, outside of the familiar, within your territory, the confines of your space. Someone has been jealous of another. So by going out, they've been feeling that if I do this, I'm making them jealous. That is playing in the dark. It's a lower vibration. That's something that doesn't work. If you are going to the lower vibration and doing that, the universe does the boomerang effect, where you get the pushback at your end. Take a look at what you are jealous at and see what you can do to change your circumstance. Everyone has their own path. So if another person is doing something a different way and you'd like to do it that way, try it out. See what steps you need to take in order to get to where they are. Learn from example. So someone else is being that example for you. You're under their tutelage. You have a choice. You either go jealous or you go admiration. Admiration is a higher vibration. Since you're a student in Earth School, you can rise up rather than lower yourself. There's no judgment here regarding going out and doing these sexing behaviors in order to have another person feel less than and uncomfortable. Maybe you're trying to bring them down perhaps to your level, to where you're feeling, which again isn't a high vibration move. Take a look at your motives, okay? Going back in. I'm going back to the I can stop, I want to stop, no I don't, this feels really good. What's wrong with this? It's a lot of emotions here, a lot of emotions and being in the head regarding all these situations that you're finding yourself in, is that it feels good to you, yet you know something's corrupt about it. And it's the corruption that you need to take a look at. The lower vibration piece. Are you doing an avoidance here? Are you doing a blatant F you to someone? What is this about your behaviors where you're sexting, participating in pornography, going to massage parlors, going to prostitutes, or prostituting yourself? That would be some type of, I can't handle this. I want to retreat. I don't want to deal. Yet if I do this, then I'm taking care of everything. Then everything is really good and chill and I'm really good. These all, when you combine all of this, of the intense nature of juggling all of your emotions, of your heart and your mind, what I'm seeing is that you're creating more energetic blocks, that you're getting yourself deeper and deeper into a rut. It's kind of like positioning your car on a mud flat, and then you start the wheels going. And then once you realize that the wheels are spattering up the mud flaps, you go, oh shit, the mud flaps are all messed up. I think I should get out of here. You go, well, this is kind of fun, and I really didn't want to go home. So if I just spin my wheels over the mud flats, then it's going to be okay. It's an avoidance technique with a little bit of a thrill thrown in. The problem here is that you're spurting up the mud on yourself. And if there's anyone around you, they might get spattered with mud too, which might also, again, be your modus operandi. It might be like a secondary thing that you're doing is giving them the FU by spattering mud on them while you're spattering mud on yourself. There's a lot of metaphor that I give, so you're going to have to roll with this. Spirit talks to us in messages and symbolisms all the time. I'm going to keep going back in. I'm revealing all, coming up with all the different reasons why you might be participating in this. Some of you feel that by participating in these activities, you're advancing your soul, that you're actually doing yourself a favor, that this is good fortune, that by sexting and porning and massage parloring and prostituting or going to prostitutes, that this is high-level stuff and that only the meek don't do this, and that this is something for way out wild and crazy guy and gals, and that, wow, what a trip and a half this is and how great this is. We need to come back to reality here, and you need to ask yourself, how do I feel when I do this? Okay. So I'm getting, some of you feel mighty fine, but I'm also feeling that there's guilt and shame that some people have, and that it's somewhere wavering around. It's in the ethers, and that you're also avoiding, and that by doing these behaviors, you're saying to yourself, well, why should I bother dealing with such and such when I've got this here? This is more fun, and I belong doing this. These are my peeps. This is great. This is sunny and happy and all. I'm getting this feeling there is darkness involved, but you're rationalizing and you're putting priorities aside that need to be addressed in order for you to do pleasure seeking and being with crowds of people who are engaged in similar activities. Avoidance has come up here several times, that by doing these pleasurable activities that you're hurting, and that there's avoidance of the pain. And that is the motivation for why you're engaging in these activities. I'm going to keep going in. First, we pull them all up. We need to reveal everything. Someone's saying, well, what harm am I doing? What harm am I doing them? How am I harming them? Okay. If the person doesn't know about it, but you have made an agreement to remain monogamous or with them, and then you go outside of the arrangement, you are hurting them in terms of duplicity and betrayal. So there is already an energetic that has gone on between both of your higher selves. And when you have joined hearts in a union and then you break that agreement, there is broken heart chakra information that's being transferred back and forth. Someone might say, well, what they don't know won't hurt them. Maybe on a physical level, if they don't know about it, then they can go about their business and all is well. Sometimes people do have suspicions, and that does create discomfort and issues of mistrust, and that's where relationships usually devolve. On a higher level, you are incurring karma, which means that you have crossed that soul, and that when you go to your passing, you would incur the bad type of karma, and you would have to incarnate again and have a do-over with that soul regarding this theme. Most of you, I believe, upon learning this, would say, shoot, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have a do-over with them. Therefore, crossing the soul is the last thing that you want to do. Honesty and transparency, either ending the relationship or the arrangement, being upfront, or ceasing the behavior, whichever it is, so you can balance the karma. Going in again. The what harm is in this? You're harming yourself in that you know the truth and that you are crossing yourself because you have made an agreement and you want to be the best version of yourself because you came into this earth school for just that, and that you in fact are not doing that by breaking an agreement. I'm going to keep going in and getting more. Some of you are harming your bodies, you're hurting yourself. There's sadistic behavior, masochistic behavior, possible illnesses that you're getting as a result of this. I'm even seeing the time on the screen doing sexting and porn is hurting your head, your hands, other body parts. You're aching, your eyes, your body is hurting, and you feel stiff, no pun intended, and that we've got pain here. We've got physical pain involved. Again, I see whips, I see bells, and pain. I see sharp objects, and some people are hurting themselves and or others, and as a result of that, they're paying a price. Your physical body is the vessel that holds your spirit. And that if you defile your body, if you engage in risky behavior, if you break blood vessels, twist, maim, you are harming that sacred temple that is housing your sacred spirit. So that's for you to decide how you wish to comport yourself here in this school. At any time, you can balance karma by stopping, by pulling back, by doing a reevaluation of what you're doing. They want me to say karma, karma, karma. So there are many of you that are engaged in these behaviors because of karma. You might have hurt others, now you're being hurt. You might have been duplicitous, now someone is doing that to you. You might be engaging in sex acts that you didn't engage in before and you wanted to, and now you're doing it here, but you found that the risks outweighed the benefits and you wanted to try something out in terms of risky behavior to see what it would be like. We have curiosity as well. We have learning by opposites. We have, I'm going to do this because I blamed you. Now I'm going to do it again. And this time I'm going to try not to blame you. You were having things done to you, and now you're having things done to you again because you incurred karma. You blamed yourself and other. In some cases, you're being of service, that you are engaging in these behaviors in order for others to have soul growth opportunity. So we must include karma in this and curiosity. I must say again that this is not a judgment here, that when I do this, I'm not judging. There's no judgment from spirit. We are supporting you. This is an earth school, and that every soul has free will choice how they wish to proceed. Some of you are blaming people. Well, you got me into this. You started this. You got me hooked. You had free will. You're your own person. Someone might have set you off. You could stop at any time, and you can get help. Forgive yourself and forgive them. Let's do the karmic forgiveness work, shall we? Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations. Wherever there's any imbalance, addiction issues, karma where you blamed yourself and or other for sexting, porn, massage parlor, going to prostitutes, prostituting yourself, sexing in any way that has become an addiction. We ball up all of these lifetimes and you say inside, I forgive myself. Huge effort. Some of you are having a hard time with this. It's up to you. No one's stopping you. You could forgive yourself at any time. It's free. And some of you are having difficulty, and that's okay. And if you don't, it's okay. You could try another day. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. Thank God for these life lessons, and have a sip of water. This will take some time. I do see that some of you might need to be on meds. You might need to go to a therapist. They might consult a psychiatrist. Some of you have OCD. Some of you have obsessive compulsive disorder, and it's been channeled into sexual addiction. So see your doctor or a therapist. Some of you say, I got to get my head on straight. This is annoying me. I don't like it. It's okay. There are professionals that are there that will assist. Just take it a day at a time and stop blaming yourself if you can. Okay, I'm going to get to the next type of addiction, dating. So there are people who are compulsive daters, and that needs to be addressed. Not everyone believes this is an addiction. So sure, there are definitions of addiction, but there's also a continuum of addiction where it blocks someone's ability to work and to have relationships and to put food on the table and to sleep at night. I'm going to use it a little bit more casually, and I'll define it my way. So addiction to dating would be that a person always has to be out. They have to be seen on a date. They have to be talking about a date. They have to feel that they are dating, that they are possibly on a dating site or going out and doing speed dating, singles clubs, that they have to always be with someone because they can't be alone. I don't know if any of you have considered that, but many people who become compulsive about dating have a fear of relationships ending. They have to have an overlap of one relationship or one date going to the next, and that a Friday night alone is unheard of. So you need to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? If I pull the plug right now, what do I think will happen? And then you put out these scenarios, and you could write them down or you could go over them in your head. Now, if you believe for a fact after you've done your brainstorm that these things or any of these things could possibly occur, I do recommend seeing a therapist. You will have great results. I recommend finding a therapist word of mouth, by the way. There's a lot to be uncovered regarding our fears of being alone. Many people have been stood up in this lifetime, betrayed. There's been duplicity. A lot of people are PTSDing. It could also be karma. Could be another lifetime where it was just unheard of to not be married. It wasn't possible for you not to be going out with someone. It was a stigma or a badge of shame if you weren't with someone. And that might be carried over into this lifetime and you don't even know it. You don't even know why you're so afraid. But you might have already delineated in your list, in your head or on a piece of paper, what your fears are. If you have no friggin' idea, it could be because in another lifetime you were forced into matchmaking, you couldn't be alone, you wanted to be married by a certain age and it didn't happen, so you got frantic and you started dating your ass off, and that's what got it going. I'm also getting that your parents might have told you that it's better to be with someone than be alone, or someone said, how could you be alone? That's the worst thing that could ever happen. So you might have also been taught this, might have been a very strong message that was given to you that alone ain't good. Partnered, being positioned next to someone looks better. But whatever the case, I highly suggest you're asking yourself, what would it be like if I didn't date? What would it be like? What would be the worst case scenarios that I could come up with if I brainstormed them right now that I believe would happen to me if I just stopped? And then people might say they'd die, they'd lose their mind, they wouldn't be able to stop crying. People would make fun of them. They'd never hear the end of it. Those are some of the things. Then do the reality testing. And that's where you take each situation that you brainstormed and you ask yourself, is that really possible? Do I really, when push comes to shove, do I really think that that is what would happen? And then if you're really having difficulty and you have difficulty stopping, I strongly suggest seeing a therapist. I think it would be fantastic for you. Let's work on the karma. So I did mention other lifetime situations where you might have had difficulty. And I'm just going to go and see if there are any specific messages for any of you who are watching now. So some of you are saying, I can't be seen alone. It's just too awful. It's just too horrible that there's this, it's bitterness. I'm X age, I'm this amount of years old, and I still don't have someone, so I might as well pick someone up and be seen with them. And so I'm getting it's the imaginary audience that you feel that there are people who are watching you and they're judging you. There's no judgment on you that you feel this way. I am getting that you are feeling that you would be judged. Seeing who else is watching. Spirit has a message for. Some of you feel that it's almost like a learning tool that for every date you go on, you want to see if you can improve your communication skills, if you could do this and do that. Maybe some life coach told you to go out and go on a date a week. Well, if it became a compulsion, it's not balanced. If you were dating because someone made a suggestion on how you could learn, how you could improve yourself interpersonally, that's fantastic. But when you go from balanced to unbalanced and then it becomes compulsive like an addiction, that you got to pull yourself back to center. And some of you are on a mission to get hitched. You're on a mission to get married, and that you are compulsively doing this for fear that you will never marry. And that is something you need to take a strong look at about what will solve your problem if you're married. Some people feel it's the be all end all. And if I were only married, then my life would be like, and you need to fill in the blank. So a lot of people find that if they constantly are dating and searching for Mr. or Ms. Right, then all of their hopes and dreams will be fulfilled when they are finally married. Well, we need to tell you that this isn't necessarily the case. This is an illusion. You might have been given messages. You might look around you, could be the media or your friendship circle, your family circle, where people are all happily married, and that your problems will all be fixed if you just hooked up with someone and married them. It's a fallacy. You need to take a look more at how can I fill myself with the love that I need for myself, my genuine love and interest in myself. And when you fill in the holes about your insecurities, another person will come along. It might be because you're actively dating, or it might be that they just show up. Whatever the case, the I must get hitched in order for fill in the blank, that is not a healthy situation. And Spirit recommends that you put the focus more on yourself first before you put the icing on the already baked full recipe cake. We need to have you be whole and complete, and then the person is the cherry on top. Let's do the forgiveness work. Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations, any imbalances regarding the over-dating, the compulsive dating, the addiction to dating, difficulty being alone, forcing oneself to find someone in order to be married, being afraid of the stigma of not being seen with someone. And anything that was mentioned before, we ball up all these lifetimes and you say inside, I forgive myself. Someone's head is reeling now, like, whoa, whoa. That's okay, that'll steady. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Thank God for these life lessons. Now, what I'm also getting is some of you are drinking a lot while you're dating. There's a lot of liquor involved. So take a look at your consumption, see whether you've got an issue here. Because the liquor, along with the dating, it's difficult for you to discern if that person is being honest and genuine. You might be coming across sloppy, slurring. You might be revealing too much too soon. So for those of you who've got liquor involved and you're dating, you're confounding the story here. Okay, now I'm going to address overloving. Now, there are people that are addicted or compelled to love, and they're pushing their loving on other people, that it's not balanced, it is not with grace, and that they are feeling so sad because people aren't picking up on the love that they are thrusting on them. So if you fit into this category, you are not alone. There are many people who over love. It is heartfelt, yet there's pain involved. There's an absence of, there's an emptiness that is inside. And as a result, many people are over loving because they're compensating for what they're missing. So Spirit would say to those of you who feel this way, what is missing? How are you not loving yourself? What is empty? Brainstorm that, either if you have a good memory, have it come up in your head and play that out, or write it down. What are all of the things that are not there? How do you not love yourself? What do you wish was in your life, or how would you like to be loved? Some of you are with someone and you are over loving and you're not having it be reciprocated. Others of you are single and you are loving on so many people. You are revealing too much. You're expressing your emotions too quickly. You're telling people you love them too quickly, and it's inappropriate. And it's out of lack. It's out of wanting them to say it, wanting them to express it, wanting them to feed you quickly because you are maybe in a desperate situation of lack. And therefore it's chop, 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 give it to me now. I'm going to love on you real quickly, so love me back real quickly because I have such emptiness. I'm going in, I'm going to see where this comes from for those of you who are watching. Many people did not have their parents tell them that they love them. Many people who are watching did not have their parents and caregivers express love to them. There was an absence, a neglect, inappropriate type of loving. It wasn't love. It might have been flat. It could have been even shouting or being abusive and then saying, I love you. And that you equated love with these types of behaviors. Yet what you've been yearning for is real, genuine, satisfying, beautiful love. Have a sip of water for those of you who can relate. Flushes any negative energies through the physical body. Some of you have had a taste of love and now you don't have it, and that you're yearning for it very, very much, and that you're scrambling. You're really jonesing for the hit. It's almost like chasing the dragon. You are chasing for that next hit of love because you haven't had it in a while and you're on a mission. Slow down. Some of you don't believe that you will ever have this again. Love is all around us. First of all, we're all love. Every single thing you see and don't see is part of the oneness. The oneness, the infinite intelligence that we call God, creator, source, spirit, mother, father, God, the I am presence, is a piece of love. So you're love, I'm love, everything is love. So love is available. You could look at a flower and that's love. You could look at your friend and that's love. You could look in the mirror and see yourself and that's love. Okay. If you feel forsaken, if you feel that it's not possible to be loved again, you need to work on yourself and your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth. Again, I recommend seeing a therapist who can help you regarding your ego strength and you're boosting your ability to love yourself. A lot of healing needs to be done. If you haven't received the love that you require, that is our birthright, then healing needs to be done, and you need to learn tools on how to love yourself. We might call it reparenting. Whatever the case is, you come first regarding the healing around love. When you are searching for it outside of yourself and you have the emptiness and you're not loving yourself and you don't feel your own self-worth, if you're over loving on someone else, it might even be difficult when they start loving on you, because if you don't love yourself and you have the emptiness, then you won't even be able to identify what their love is. You might even feel that it's toxic. Going back in. They want me to do an exorcism. So I've done that in one of my other videos on releasing negative energies, but for all of you watching, there are negative energies that are keeping you from achieving your goals and that you are scrambling for love. There are negative energies that are holding you back. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, anything that's in, on, around, suggested, anything cloaked to be revealed, not to be replicated, any chips or implants we take out, any abductions, we rescue you, and any places where you've been decimated and blown up across all time and space, we put you back together like Humpty Dumpty. I'm going in. So a lot of you have been blamed and a lot of you have been decimated in spirit, and as a result you feel like shit. And with that being said, you have hollowness and there are negative energies that crept in and they are being removed. Hallelujah. You've got great shielding. We're fixing you up. Have a sip of water between now and when you go to sleep. Just keep sipping. That'll help flush negative energies through the physical body. Archangel Michael is here and he will be assisting you. Going back in to see if there's anything more that needs to be said regarding the sexing, dating, and loving addictions, compulsions. Spirit is saying, do you know yourself? Do you know who you are? That you are a genuine ball of light. There's a lot of suffering there that needs to be healed. Take time. Be your best friend. Know that you are love, and that if you've been looking for love in any of these ways outside of yourself at another, see if you can reflect on yourself and see if there's anything that you could give yourself as a gift to heal. If you're angry, work on your anger. If you're suffering, release. Self-reflection is of the utmost importance. There are spirit guides that work with you all. They talk to you in the ethers and they give you suggestions. Ask for help. Ask spirit, ask your guides, ask the angels for assistance in healing you. Ask for miracles. That's your birthright as well. We are allowed to ask for miracles. It's not piggy. If you are addicted and you relapse, you have a choice. You either blame yourself or you forgive yourself. I suggest the latter. Forgive yourself. You're allowed to be human. Do the best that you can. You could talk to your higher self and say, hey, the highest version of who I am, give me downloads regarding ways to proceed. And that is what I have to say regarding this topic. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I love my job. I love what I do. I am sending healing to you. May you find ways to work through these issues, to find peace in your heart and your mind. And again, press like if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below if it resonates. Pass this on and share this video to those that you think might benefit from it. And I'll see you again. Bye, y'all.